Right, next up, and I can see the lovely Nic. She's waiting in the waiting room down at the bottom. It's Nic Ponsford, who's going to be up next, a video on educational bias. So we'll watch her video and then I'll drag her in to the live feed so that she's got any questions to ask. Oh, look. There she is, look.
Oh, hi. Sorry, Graham. Oh, I was just reading this book.
It's a great book, yeah? Thanks for the plug.
Shameless.
Yeah, it's going right, isn't it?
Yeah, amazing. How you doing?
Yeah, good. I'm loving it. You know, I'm drinking cider, watching some brilliant CPD. I don't know what more I can say. I'm just loving life. All right, let's get your video up, shall we?
Okay, I'm a bit. I'm absolutely in awe of Mal's just last. My dulcet tones won't have the same effect, I'm afraid. But
yeah.
And see if you can notice a bit where I heard something go crash in the background with the 3 kids.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. Hi, my name's Nic Ponsford, and I'm co-founder of the GEC. The GEC is a platform, a charter, and a community. We believe that gender imbalance is everyone's issue. We believe that achieving equality of the sexes will ensure a better, fairer, more prosperous society for everyone. The last 2 years, we have been researching what the issues are. Why is there still a problem? Why are there still gaps when it comes to equality? Why is there a gender imbalance? I've been so passionate about this, I'm now doing this at a doctorate level. It appears to be something as complex as a game of Kaplunk. When it comes to equalities, there's lots of different parts of it. We have the decisions that everyone makes, the language, the practice and policy. There are shortcuts, there's room for error, but there's room for success too. We believe we need a collective approach to learn from each other to make it right. One of the parts with that decision making boils down to the everyday big little things. This is important. The way that we speak to each other as parents, as teachers, as leaders. We are in a position of responsibility and our decision making is key. We need to be self-aware. Self-awareness is pivotal to being authentic, to helping us to make informed decisions. When it comes to decisions, bias has a major impact. It impacts on how we interact with students, our families, with one another. But the good news is it's not our fault. Well, it's not your fault. It's not our fault. It's our tricksy brain. Human beings are all biased to some extent. The brain is bombarded with 11 million bits of information per second. The conscious mind can only take in 50, and we process 7. Mental shortcuts and assumptions help us to make sense of our world. We look at appearances, background, cultural capital, race, disability. We make assumptions on what others can and cannot do, about what we can do, what we can't do, what others want, what they do not want. We make stereotypes. We label. We limit. And this is a problem. Our tricksy brain is only trying to make things easier, but it actually stuffs things up for us and for others. What I'd like you to do over the next few minutes and going on from this is think about the biases that have surrounded you. For me, I've had to check it myself, and I'm going to share a little bit of that now. Whilst I'm doing this, feel free to have a little think about what your story's been. What labels have you had? How could that limit you? Here's one of my first ones. I had a bit of a chaotic childhood. Council house, alcohol and violence. I didn't know that's what it meant. I love going to school. I had biases around me that help me now understand that learning where children are from, what their home lives are like, what their cultural capital is, matters. For me in school, I was seen, I suppose, as a girly SWOT. Although statistically speaking, our girls do achieve better in school, this does come with problems. I was a girl who had an opinion. That wasn't always good with the other people in my class. I was the first girl in my family to go to a grammar school and then to university. I was different. I remember having to take my tie off on the way home on a council estate so the older kids didn't see that I went to the grammar. As part of this journey, I've reflected on the images and films, the music, my role models I had when I was younger. And what I realised that many looked fairly similar to me or had the same opinions or the opinions that I wanted to have. This is a really good exercise in understanding who stood out for you and who made you what you are. It's also important to think about our students, who they see, who they're inspired by, and who relates to them. Self-identity and self-awareness are crucial to our confidence and being open to others. The next title I had was of teacher. I had my own assumptions of what the job would be, but working across several schools in the south of England with some of the most disadvantaged and vulnerable children, it opened my eyes to what actually education is fully about. When it comes to bias, there are 4 key types. Have a little think about these and how they might have impacted on you or those around you. Affinity bias. This is when leaders are more likely to promote, or people enjoy working with staff that are similar to them, or speaking to students that have familiar sounding names. Within organisations, people are more likely to assign work to staff they formed a favourable unconscious bias for. There's a halo of a mini-me bias. This means you automatically apply positive attributes to someone that you like. Perception bias is when we lose objectivity about groups and apply stereotypes. An anchor bias means we make decisions that lean towards the initial piece of information we were given. This could be with someone's title or how the opportunities that they have at the moment seem to stop them from going further. It doesn't focus on our skills or ability. It doesn't focus on what is actually deserved. When it comes to gender stereotyping and bias in education, power and privilege are key. We have both. We can impart these in others. It's important to check the privilege and check your power. How is that decision making impacting on others? How is that bias impacting on your decision making? One of the ways that you can do this is look to how to smash those stereotypes. Firstly from yourself and then around you. The good news is that there are many schools and colleges across the country doing this. We have hundreds of examples in our collective, and we try to put out as much information to help others do this as well. We'll have some more information in the autumn of how we can help early years settings through to post 16 on this. Lots of work have been done. Give me a smile or a wave if you've got workplace flexibility. Give me a smile or a wave if you've had a good time on maternity or paternity leave. Let me know if you've had more of an inclusive curriculum. And I hope none of you have got a nudie calendar in the staff room. We've made really good strides, but there's lots more to do. One of the ways that you can check your bias is think about your own state of mind. Did you know that things like being hungry or poor sleep mean that your unconscious bias is much stronger? Take some deep breaths before a decision. Don't allow your brain to go into flight or fight mood. Settle down before making big decisions. Reflections will help you as an individual think about your decision making and how you can be in the best position to make good decisions that are not swayed by bias. We can all be change makers. We can do it right now. Think about how you're interacting with your families at this particular point. Think about those people. Think about the way they are living and how your biases can either lift them up or smash them down. Get smashing stereotypes. Join us. Come online, be part of a team, share your stories and ideas, and let's celebrate the great work that's going on out there. Thanks for your time.
Right, let's get Nic in.
You did a little R then.
Oh, well, I did. Well, it's just hearing you,
No. So nice to be here. Thank you. This is amazing. And there's so much love out there. It's so lovely because I know all the people involved, all the speakers are a bit nervous and not. So, Graham, you bloody legend you are. Well done.
Yeah. Oh, no, not really. I'm just sat here just pushing buttons. It's easy for me. Everybody else is doing the stuff. It's brilliant. I love it. And it's so, I mean, I think I know quite a lot about unconscious bias and things, Nic, but obviously I've got a long way to start looking at it. It's brilliant. It just makes us think, doesn't it?
Yeah. And do you know what? I think we're all learning. I'm just, constantly reading, and all the people in the collective getting all their books and taking it in. And still I keep coming to different points of it and understanding, but I think it really boils down to just being kind, thinking about what the decisions you are, I don't know, what come out of your mouth, the way you look, the eye rolls, the way you bring people in, and you know, no one's got it right. Everyone, I think, feels that whatever the most important point to them, so it could be race, it could be gender, it could be around disability. It depends whatever anyone's journey is. That is always the most important part around bias, I found.
Yeah.
And I think the arguments about what's more important need to kind of stop. And actually, we just need to take time, reflect, and just kind of think where we are on a journey. With the Gender Equality Collective, we like to say it's almost like a bus, and we have loads of voices. We want to get everyone come on the bus with us. But, you know, everyone's got different journeys, and everyone's got different narratives around it. And, you know, I know, Graham, I mean, you brought Kat and I together before we founded this 2 years ago, and I see you're still learning, and
absolutely,
you know, and I think that's fine. I think that's very positive. I think it's a very positive, healthy way to be. That we,
you know, I had a bit of a journey this week when I sort of like put the speakers out there, and Pran, he challenged it, and he said, look at this, look at the speakers, look at, are you giving everybody an opportunity to speak? And that made me think then, and I think we've got to. And I think, again, I thank Pran for actually, you know, challenging me and making me think about that, because actually what it's done is it's made this a much better lineup than it was before anyway. So we all learn, and it's what we do with it though, isn't it? You know, it's what, if people do challenge us, do something with it.
Yeah, but I also think it's about there is the challenge, which is healthy, but it's, you know, there's a kind of polite respect. I think what can happen is we want the conversation to keep going, and I don't think there needs to be any infighting. And I do sit on Edu Twitter, and I kind of come away from it. I think compassion and strength is key. I don't think it needs to be aggressive. I think everyone's learning. I think we have got problems with representation in education, because there are issues with the sort of the demographic of people that go into teaching, that are on Twitter as well. And I feel a lot of people have their own echo chambers, which can kind of reinforce things. But I think if people are polite and respectful to each other, that we're all mindful of where we're going on this. I could talk all day on this, Graham, couldn't I? Yeah, I think that's it. I think it's, you know, spread the kindness, and, you know, hopefully we'll all be better people and better teachers for it.
And do you know what? I think that I'm going to leave you there, Nick. Thanks very much, because we've got someone waiting. I've got 2 people in the waiting room.
Oh, have fun.
I know. So thanks very much. Like, kindness.
No, thank you, Graham.
It's been really lovely having you with us. Yeah, enjoy the rest of the day yourself. Take care. Thank you. Right.